Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Sky, married to the handsome Chad, and we have 3 beautiful kiddos, and over on my channel I love to share all things home, from DIYs to decor hauls, decorating ideas, and so much more. I'm getting ready to roll out all of my fall content, and I can't wait to share my fall plan with me video, fall decor hauls, and fall decorating. So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you join my YouTube family and just be along for the ride. So for today, we are going to start tackling this office transformation. So I have a home office that I spend quite a bit of time in. I'm also a reader, and I love to have a cozy spot to kind of escape to and read a book or do a daily devotional. And so I'm kind of combining the two ideas and bringing it into one space. And I just cannot wait to see my vision for this space come together. So today we're gonna start out doing some painting in that room. I also plan to run to one of my favorite antique stores in the area. I'm looking for a couple of specific pieces and hoping to find those. So I'll bring you along as we go and do that. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of get started on this project. So I'm really excited to have y'all tuning in. So here is a look at the office before. We've got our accent wall with the peg hooks on the back wall, and then we just have it trimmed out in the same color, which is Heather by Dunn Edwards, which is all throughout our home on our trim and our doors and our cabinets. It's such a beautiful beigey grayish color. It just really depends on the lighting, and that's one of the things that we love so much about this color, is it really looks great in all of the rooms of our home. So I wanted to give you just kind of an overview of this space. It's pretty much empty. We kept the shelf in here and just moved it to the back wall because we don't need to do any painting on that wall. Now, something I definitely want to add in here is a light fixture. We don't currently have anything up here, but Chad has agreed generously to hang something up there for me, and I do want to replace our curtains as well. So we're going to be doing that and finding some that are a little bit longer. The ones that we have up there currently are too short, and we just put them up because we had them when we moved in. So now we're just gonna get to painting. We were actually not dreading this project. We're not huge fans of painting, believe it or not, but it really was such a simple one. We only had like 1.5 walls to paint, which was awesome because one of the walls is basically our French doors and the other was already done. So we just really knocked this out pretty quickly in one day. My original plan for this space was to totally color drench this room. So we would be painting the ceiling to match the walls. However, we wanted to start small and get all of the walls done first before making a drastic decision like that. It's much easier to paint walls than the ceiling. So we're gonna live with it for a little while and see how we feel. I don't want it to be too dark in here. So ultimately, that's why we didn't rush to do it all together at once. I'm bringing y'all to my favorite antique store, which is the Depot at Gibson Mill. It's located in Concord, North Carolina, which is pretty close to us. And we just had fun. We had a family day. All 5 of us went. Usually when the whole family goes, we're going through the aisles pretty quickly, but I've been here enough that I know which booths I'm interested in. And I'll tell you, the pricing can be a little bit high, definitely higher than if you were going to an estate sale or to, a thrift store like Goodwill or something similar. But a lot of the items at these antique stores are collector's items. And so I found that some of the pricing can be competitive, but I did find some good pieces of furniture that were really reasonably priced. So I was definitely feeling hopeful this trip. We found some treasures, so stay tuned for the end of this video and I'll show you my little haul. I was originally going for either a really small table or a smaller dresser, bookshelf, something of this sort to fill this little spot that we've got in the office where I don't have anything and I feel like I need just a little teeny tiny bit of storage in the office, and I currently don't have any of that. I really just need like one drawer to put my little microphone for voiceovers, my computer charger, my camera battery, camera charger, all of that little stuff. I just would love to have a little spot to tuck it all away in when I'm not using it. So I did find a few contenders, but ultimately didn't end up going home with any furniture on this trip. And you guys will just have to stay tuned to see what I end up doing in that space. But I'll let y'all enjoy the little walkthrough of the depot. If you see anything that sticks out to you, just let me know in the comments down below. I think it's always fun to hear what everyone is into and looking for when they're antiquing, because we all tend to go for different things and it's just so fun. I loved this sofa, by the way. I thought that vintage green velvet sofa was incredible, and had I had a spot to put it, I definitely would have brought it home with me. Okay friends, it's a new day. I'm slowly but surely gathering pieces for this office, and I just can't wait to see it all put together. So behind me you can see the giant mirror that I thrifted and shared a couple videos back. I still need to rub and buff that, and then I'm planning on hanging it, I think, on this wall behind me, so we'll kind of see. Right now, most things are not in place, so we just kind of brought everything back into the room since the paint is dry and I was tired of it being in our front sitting room. In an upcoming video, I am going to share putting this room together and just finishing those final touches that I need to do, and I'm just so excited to see it all come together. So I want to share my haul from the depot. I did not end up finding a piece of furniture that I was looking for, but I think it's okay, because the more that I am kind of visioning this space and seeing all of my pieces in one spot, I think I'm going to be using some things that I already have from different spots in our house and just kind of working with what I have. I may still add something small. I have a little corner that I don't have anything for and I feel like it needs something. So stay tuned. I will definitely share what I end up doing in that little spot and then just overall in this room. But I grabbed a few things. So the depot had some fall pieces out and it just got me excited, and I just love when I can go in and see it all styled. A lot of the booths are just so pretty and so inspiring to walk into and look around, and so I did not go home empty-handed. I didn't get a lot, but I did grab a couple of things. So last year at the depot, I grabbed a bunch of their gourds. I have been collecting these for a couple of years, actually. The depot was the first place I ever saw them, and now I'm starting to see them more and more. So I think they're not as hard to find, but I grabbed one more because last year I ended up actually spray painting a bunch of these white, and I used them on my mantle in the living room, and I loved it so much that I might be doing that again this year, but I still want to incorporate some of the fall colors. And so I did grab one of these. These ranged from about $8 to $12 depending on the size. This one's a pretty good size and I just like the shape. I also made sure that it was able to stand flat if I wanted to put it on a table or maybe on a shelf. So I grabbed this guy. He was $10. The next piece I found was just something that was really unique. So I've shared on here before, probably last holiday season, about these like antique bells that my grandma had, and they're actually still at her house. She's since passed away, but they were always and always have been on this little table in her living room. And I don't really remember being entertained by them or even noticing them as a child, but my kids love them. So since they were little babies, they've always just gravitated toward that little side table and those bells, and they pick them up. Even just this last 2-3 weeks ago when we went to visit, they found them, and I don't know, it just, anytime I see those bells at like an antique shop, I always think of her. So I've been wanting some little bells. This is a little bit different, definitely not what hers looked like, but it just gave me that, I don't know, like nostalgic feeling, and I am in love. So this is the cutest little apple. It is a brass apple, and it's a bell. So you can actually make noise with it. My kids have already had fun with this, but I thought this would be really cute decor for either my desk in this office or just tabletop decor, seeing as it's kind of fall with the apple, and I just love the brass and the vintage look. So I paid $18, which I think is pretty high, but sometimes you just splurge on those pieces that just strike a memory. I also grabbed this little candle holder, and I love these shorter ones. I think they're so cute and just like add that extra little touch of like romance. Like they just seem more romantic to me. I have battery operated taper candles that I love to use, especially in the fall and the winter. And I love that these two are almost identical in just like their patina and just the coloring, the wear on them. They're so pretty. This one I think I paid $12 for. When you're at the depot and whenever you check out, they always rip the tags off because they have the booth numbers on them, and I guess they just keep them for reference. So trying to do my best to remember the pricing. And then two more things from the depot. I know this is not gonna come as a shocker. I don't even feel like I need to like preface, but I have just a love for old books, and these just really caught my attention. One, I use this color a lot in the fall time. You saw with my gourd, like that is just one of my favorite, like the rusty orange, like earthy tones, browns. And so I'm really excited about these, but look at the detail on these pages. I just love how they have worn over time, and the other book is just the same. And so I love that I could style these just in so many different ways. I feel like so many people do like DIYs to get pages or even faux pages to look like this and have them stacked this way instead of spine out. So I thought that was really neat. The spines are also in great shape, which I love, but these are part of a set. These are speeches, poems, and miscellaneous writings. The pictures in here are just amazing. These were $10 each, which I've learned, at least in my shopping and time antiquing and going to so many different places, that that's pretty standard. In fact, sometimes that can be on the lower end depending on what you're getting. Now, I'm not talking like estate sales or flea markets or Goodwill. Those places you can obviously get books cheaper. But when you go to like an antique store, you're gonna pay a little bit more. So those are my finds from the depot. Now I have one antique find from Marketplace, and this one I had to drive a little bit, I guess not too far, like 30 minutes or so. The kids and I actually went this morning. Sometimes it's good to just get out of the house, and you know, we're in the very tail end of summer, and so it was a nice little outing for us, but we went and grabbed this huge frame. So it fits a 16 by 20, and I can't even like get it all the way in the picture, but you can kind of tell it is so pretty. So I'm thinking that the lady who sold this to me was maybe like a booth owner of some sort in like an antique store. She said she was selling them for her daughter, but it's got a tag on it that says $85, and I did not spend that. So this was listed, what did she list it for? I think it might have been listed for that. I got her to come down $20, and it's in really good shape. The only thing I'm considering doing is toning the gold down a little bit. I don't prefer like a bright gold. I like more of just that antique brass, but it is really pretty. So my vision is to have two frames, I should say, in different sizes, but two like antique, chunky, just full of character frames stacked over one another over my desk. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to order some prints, probably from Heirloom Print Shop, just because I love the quality of their prints, and I'm not going to be having any glass on this. So I feel like just the texture of their paper, it's such great quality. And you can choose to, if you want to go with something a little bit cheaper and more basic, or if you want like a higher quality. So I think that's my plan. Stay tuned though, because very soon I'm going to be doing a video where I am sharing just how I'm planning on decorating for fall, where my inspiration comes from. I'll share inspiration photos and things I've just gathered over time. I also have a huge, well, yeah, pretty big fall decor haul that I'm gonna share with y'all in that video of things I've collected over the last couple of weeks. I placed my very first A Floral order. I've never shopped from them before, always wanted to. They are definitely a bit more pricey, but I wanted to splurge on a couple of stems that I can take care of and preserve and use for many seasons to come. They're super, super beautiful. So I'm so excited to share those, and then I've got just a whole box full of things to share. I also am planning to go check out the Kirkland's fall decor and film a little shop with me and haul from that, because they have a couple of items that have been on my wish list, and one of them I want to use in this space. So these two videos will probably come before my final transformation video in the office, just because I need to pick up a few more things, and also I need to order a light fixture. I haven't done that yet. I need to rub and buff my mirror behind me and my frames, and just add a few special details before I'm ready to share. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. It's totally free, and I'd love to have you join my YouTube family and stick around for all of the fall content starting very soon. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.